Hello, this is Stephen Fernandez, UR16CS057. Let's move on to the eighth experiment in Java, which is creating threads. So, thread is basically a separate type of a process created by through the kernel, which takes a specific task and executes it differently. A thread shares the resources, data, and other instances, but does the process separately for a particular process. So, this is what we are creating inside a program called thread. So, over here what we are doing is this is a main class. Inside this main class we are calling this producer consumer class, and we are creating a new thread over here. So we are calling this creating this new thread as t1 and t2. Here this my thread will be a thread class which creates threads. We create objects to create a new thread like t1 and t2, and we can call them as ob1 and ob2 to call these functions. So in t1 dot set name we give the first thread name as producer, and t2 dot set name we give that name as consumer. So dot start is a function name provided to start the thread. So t1 dot start and t2 dot start will start those threads accordingly. So what happens in my thread is that we create pc dot or space ob. So it's called extends thread. So thread is specifically a specifically given class to a thread. So in this string, this it will start by the giving this the string name, and then it will start with the producer and consumer. So if this dot get name equals producer, and if that get name equals consumer. So inside this program counter, what happens is that inside this producer and consumer, it will print out that producer produces, and it will notify. Once it notifies, it will start the consumer class. So this is called as a synchronized process in synchronized thread. So it will notify and it will wait as the consumer consumes it. So as consumer consumes it, it will as after it consumes, it will notify and wait so that another producer produces the another thread again. So what will happen is that producer will consume a producer will produce a thread and wait so that consumer consumes it. So as consumer consumes the thread, it will again producer will produce another thread. So this process will be keep on going infinitely because we have not added any stop for that. So this is how the program works. Thank you so much for watching.